You're at a weekend neighborhood barbecue. There's a guy there, steady job, nice house, great family. He's just standing around, sipping some lemonade, holding his toddler, chatting it up with the neighbor. Everything about his life looks totally normal and stable. And then, out of absolutely nowhere, he tells a completely fabricated lie about where he bought his shoes. I mean, there is no profit to be made here, no revenge to be exacted, literally zero benefit to him at all. So why did he do it? Well, before you judge him too quickly, I have to drop a rather unsettling truth on you. You do this too. Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're going to bring to light something every single human does, but absolutely no one wants to admit. And by the time we wrap up, you might just be forced to ask yourself a question that you've been quietly avoiding for a long time.
So why do you lie? And I'm not talking about the big, dramatic, movie-level deceptions here, but the tiny, everyday ones. Our goal with this explainer is to uncover a psychological reality that pretty much everyone avoids. We generally tend to think of lying as this active, calculated choice, right? But as we unpack the data today, we're going to challenge your own actions and fundamentally shift how you see your own honesty. Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1, the myth of motive. We really need to start by dismantling that standard logic we've all been taught since childhood, the idea that every single lie has some selfish or malicious reason behind it. These are the expected motives we automatically assign to deception. You lie to escape trouble when you've done something wrong, like, denying you broke that vase. You lie to gain something, maybe an unfair advantage in a business negotiation. You lie to protect yourself from consequences. Or maybe you lie to intentionally hurt someone else out of spite. That's a logic we all just accept. The assumption is incredibly simple. If there's a lie, there simply must be a clear motive. But psychology tells a much, much darker story. Studies actually show that during a typical 10-minute conversation with a total stranger, most people lie at least once. In fact, in some pretty famous observational studies, subjects told an average of 2 to 3 lies in that tiny 10-minute window. And here's the kicker. They didn't even notice. We are not talking about massive betrayals here. We are talking about small, everyday fabrications. And the truly unsettling part is that most people don't even realize it's happening in the moment. It just isn't always a conscious, calculated choice. So the real mystery isn't why people lie when there's money, power, or pride on the line. The real question is, why do you lie when there is absolutely nothing to gain? Moving on to Section 2, lies for your identity. To really understand this, we have to shift our focus inward for a second. Think about this incredibly common scenario. Someone casually asks you, "Hey, have you seen that new movie?" Now, in reality, you haven't. But without missing a single beat, you reply, "Yeah, it was good." There was absolutely no punishment for saying no, and no grand reward for saying yes. But this brilliantly illustrates exactly how your brain operates behind the scenes. When your reality doesn't quite match the image you want to project to the world, your brain quietly and efficiently fixes the gap with a lie. It happens so fast, you don't even catch it. These specific kinds of everyday lies are absolutely not told for the other person's benefit. Not at all. They are strictly to maintain your own identity. You want to appear informed. You want to seem aware of pop culture. You just want to feel relevant in the conversation. You're protecting a projected identity, crafting a version of yourself that feels safe to present to the room. It's honestly like a giant subconscious PR campaign running constantly in the background of your mind. Section 3, the emotional armor. So, we've seen how we lie for our social image, but now we're going even deeper into the difficult reality of how you actually lie the most when you are hurting the most. Just think about these 2 little words. I'm fine. It's a quiet, internal lie. Often, we say this out loud to a completely empty room, even when literally no one asked how we are doing and no one is even listening. Or maybe we say something like this, "It doesn't affect me." When emotional pain becomes overwhelming, your brain desperately looks for an exit. And sometimes that exit is just creating a softer, more manageable version of reality using words. You say "I'm okay" because the alternative is simply too heavy to acknowledge and process in that exact moment. So, the absolutely crucial point here is understanding what these phrases actually are. They are your emotional armor. Neurologically speaking, your brain actually processes severe emotional distress in the exact same regions that process physical pain. So when you deploy these lies, you are literally giving your brain a psychological painkiller. These lies aren't meant to fool your friends, your family, or your coworkers. They are meant to calm you. They act as a vital shield against a reality that just feels utterly unmanageable in the present moment. Section 4. The danger of habit. Now, here's the catch. This harmless emotional armor doesn't always stay harmless. It can easily morph into something genuinely dangerous to your well-being. This is the psychological drift, step by step. Step 1, you tell a lie. You say, I'm fine. Step 2, when you repeat that exact same lie often enough, your brain literally stops labeling it as false. It just starts treating it as the truth. And step 3, slowly that lie becomes who you are. This is the terrifying reality of it. At some point, you don't even know you're lying anymore. You say, I had fun, while internally feeling completely empty. You say, everything's fine, while your life is actively falling apart. You say, I'm over it, while the wound is still wide open. No one is watching, no one is judging you, yet you just keep lying.
Now, what's really interesting about this next part is Section 5, Society's Social Glue.
If internal lying is so incredibly dangerous, why is deceit practically built into the human operating system? Why do we sustain it? Well, we have to balance these two concepts. On one side, we have the immense dangers of internal lying and self-deception we just covered. But on the exact opposite side is the uncomfortable truth that small, harmless dishonesty keeps conversations smooth, it protects fragile relationships, it actually helps society function. Our daily lives are essentially built on a foundation of small, necessary fictions. To put that into perspective, there was actually a psychological movement a few years ago centered around radical honesty, where participants committed to telling the absolute, unfiltered truth at all times. The result? They alienated almost everyone around them and struggled immensely with interpersonal relationships. I mean, think about it. If we all suddenly started telling our bosses exactly what we thought of their new ideas, yeah, modern society would probably collapse by Tuesday. Honesty isn't always the right answer. Not every single truth is meant to be spoken aloud, and not every mind is ready to hear it. Lies aren't always evil. In a highly complex social world, they are sometimes vital survival tools.
Section 6, the final reality check. So where exactly is the line? It's the point where lying stops being a social survival tool and becomes a habit. It's the point where you begin drifting away from reality, quietly, slowly, and completely without noticing. Now, this explainer isn't here to tell you to magically stop lying tomorrow. That's impossible. It's asking you to simply notice your lies, especially the ones you tell yourself. I urge you to pause the next time you hear yourself say, I'm fine, I don't care, or I'm happy. Ask yourself, is it really true? Or is it just a comfortable illusion you're hiding inside? This realization is uncomfortable on purpose. Remember, real growth never begins in your comfort zone. And if you feel a little uneasy right now, then this explainer did exactly what it was supposed to do.
I want to leave you with this final, heavy question. I want you to read it, think about it, and be